Hey guys, welcome back. So this has been an interesting few weeks here for projections for the movies that are coming out, for the ones that have already been out, things like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which has actually done better than expected, movies like The Little Mermaid, which is finally out. I believe tonight is the first round of screenings of it around the country. No reporting yet as to like how the movie's doing. We'll see that those numbers probably tomorrow morning. But they're projecting Little Mermaid to be opening to about 120. Basically, it depends on who you're asking, right? I've seen projections anywhere from like the low 100 million to like the high 180s. I think this movie is probably gonna hit 1 to 120 just for this 4-day weekend. But honestly, I'm predicting that we're gonna see a much worse drop off the second weekend, mainly because there's other movies coming out. You do have a lot of word of mouth that's going to be going past, passing around. And let's be honest, the actual reviews for this movie from critics, the leaks, if you will, that have come out, it doesn't look good. The music is terrible. The effects are terrible. There's not much positive to take out of the movie. So if we're being fair about it, it's most likely a situation where the movie's doing well right now, or theoretically will do well the first weekend, especially being Memorial Day weekend. People don't have a whole lot going on necessarily if they're not going out of town for the weekend. Maybe they'll pop in and see if this movie's any good. Once that initial group of people, the ones who are obsessed with it online, the ones who have their profile pictures of, Halle Bailey as their Twitter pictures and stuff, once those people go and see it, I don't think this movie's going to have much in the way of legs moving forward. I could be wrong, but honestly, I don't know how anybody's going to go and waste their time seeing it. Just based on the few little teasers, the music, the stuff that we've seen from it, I don't see that being possible. What's curious, though, is how this is going to affect next month's big release with Indiana Jones. And the crazy thing is, I kind of feel like the two are connected, not just because Disney's behind both of them, but because both of them are highly controversial. Both of them are definitely under the microscope, given the fact that they are huge franchises that are essentially being revived or, modernized in the case of Little Mermaid. And the Cannes Film Festival, where they screened this movie, Indiana Jones 5, had a lot of really not so great things to say about it. We covered that already. But now the rumor, the suspicion that a lot of people have been, looking at for the last few months here is being finally, proven true with new rumors coming out of the screenings from the movie. So the alleged Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny plot leak claims Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character makes the heroic choice to knock out Indiana Jones to protect history. This is hand in hand with a lot of the rumors that have been out there for a while now. I don't know if this implies that she takes his place. There's this whole Indiana Jones TV series for Disney Plus that they were talking about. And now it's been kind of like postponed or canceled. And, who knows, they could bring it back based on how this movie does. But from bounding into comics here, this is the article that we're taking a look at. An alleged plot leak for Lucasfilm's upcoming Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny film claims that Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Helena character is the one who makes the critical heroic decision because Indiana Jones refuses to do so. Not only does she make the heroic decision, but the decision is punching Indiana Jones and knocking him out. Think about the just the implication of that alone. Basically, he's a miserable old man. He's lonely. I don't know what happened to his son from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but he's not in the picture anymore. He and his wife are divorced. So he's just this bitter, lonely, drunk, old man. And at the end point where he has to go back in time, or everything that had happened because of events that he took part in wouldn't happen if he didn't go back, he's like, no, I'm going to stay here. I'll be happier here. And then the woman has to essentially kick his ass and drag him screaming back into the future. I mean, think about the implication there. So it doesn't matter that, maybe she doesn't become Indiana Jones. Maybe they don't rewrite history and she goes back, like the rumors said, and does all the things that they did in the previous movies, but does it better than him because she's not a colonizer or a grave robber like Indy was, right? But let's just say that this one rumor alone is true. You already have her character, which, based on, again, all these plot leaks, all these rumors that we've had, she belittles him, she's rude to him, she shits on him the whole movie. Now she has to be the one to tell him, no, you're going to go back. You're going to stop being this petulant child. I'm going to make you go back whether you like to or not. literally punch him in the face, knock him out, and bring him back to where he's supposed to be so that he can then retire. And of course, after they get back, I guess there's a scene where for some reason, Marion, who he was divorced from, comes back and they get back together. And then the final scene, spoilers again, sorry if you weren't expecting spoilers, but this exactly what we're talking about is spoilers, so you better be ready for it. Someone's hand grabs the hat and, pulls it out of like a windowsill or something. But the question is, whose hand grabbed it, right? Well, clearly it's supposed to be implied that if the movie does well, it's going to be Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's going to go on to maybe have her own TV series where she is essentially donning the mantle of Indiana Jones. And they did this with Thor in the newer movie, the one that I didn't watch because it was terrible and everyone hated it, where they basically give Natalie Portman the mantle of Thor, which is idiotic because it's actually his name. It's not a mantle. Same with Indiana Jones. Same with, hell, they did it with Captain America, right? With Falcon taking his title of Captain America. It's like, at least that one, I guess you could kind of say it wasn't his real name, but still, using someone's real name as a mantle and then just kind of giving it to somebody else, completely disrespectful. It's complete crap. This is just more of the same garbage from Kathleen Kennedy, from Lucasfilm, from Disney-owned Indiana Jones, and this is not going to end well. I mean, I'm very curious to see exactly how this whole weekend with Little Mermaid shakes out, because obviously it's not going to be a 100% the same audience going to both. Little Mermaid is targeted as families and with small children, but Indiana Jones is it's a huge franchise that's been around for decades. That I watched all the movies when I was a kid. Sure, Temple of Doom was a little creepier and all that, but I by the time I was 8 or 9 years old, I'd seen all 3 of them. So these are definitely in the same. They may not be in the same exact category of film, but they are definitely in the same ballpark. They're close enough that I imagine that the dollars from one will kind of trickle down to the other. We will see a connection between the two of them. If one of them doesn't do well, I doubt the other one will. And honestly, I think Indiana Jones will probably perform worse than Little Mermaid, because they've been trying as hard as possible to promote Little Mermaid and to boost it up a little bit. Indiana Jones, I think, is dead on arrival, 100%. I'd be shocked if that movie didn't lose them $300 million or more, because it's cost them a ton of money. But let me know what you guys think. If you could, like and subscribe. We are really close to 400 subscribers. It's getting really, really awesome. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for listening.